Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. This week's video might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to be sharing my opinions about Inktober 2024. Usually the Inktober list from the official Inktober people comes out September 1st so that you have like a whole month in advance to prepare for your drawings, which is great. I love having the ability to plan, especially when it comes to something like a 31 day long challenge, because I'm a busy person. Like, I don't always have time to be drawing every single day. So I've participated in Inktober. This will be my second time. So the last time I participated was in 2021, and I really enjoyed the themes. I thought it was really cool. I love the concept of Inktober, where they give you a one-word prompt and then you draw something and ink it every day for the whole month of October. That's awesome. I love that, and I love that people have done their own little spins off of it so that there's a bunch of different creators, different lists you can follow. I usually just stick to the actual Inktober, like official Inktober list, but there have been some really good prompt lists the last couple years from other creators. So let's keep chatting about Inktober. Hello, Smudge. So first things first, I'm being bombarded by cats, apparently. Here we go. Okay. So first things first, I just wanted to say that, like I just stated, I love Inktober and the idea of it, but 2024 freaking sucked. And I hate to say that because I'm sure that whoever created it put a lot of time and effort into making the prompt list, but I really did not like it. Like at all. I think that it was kind of wasteful to have the entire Inktober be around one theme. So I don't know what the like actual theme that they settled on was, but it seemed to be like outdoorsy, hiking, camping type prompts, and I really wasn't down with that. Not because I don't like the outdoors and camping, but because it made a lot of the key words overlap significantly, and that makes it challenging to draw multiple different things from essentially the same word, or at least I found that challenging. So trying to come up with ideas was very difficult. I'll insert a little picture over here of the prompt list so that you guys know what I'm talking about if you haven't already seen it. Now that you have this little picture up here, you can see what I mean by a lot of the words being very similar, like trek, hike, those are basically the same words. Roam, also a very similar word to that. So it does not make me excited to want to draw things when it's all the same. For example, I have this sketchbook here that I did all of my Inktober drawings in for 2021. So on the first page, I like printed off the list and I glued it in there. So the prompt list is like crystal, suit, vessel, knot, raven, spirit, so on and so forth. So they're not related in any way, shape, or form. It's one word. It can be like a verb, like splat. Sounds like a verb to me. And then each page in my sketchbook following my first page, I've drawn something and then I wrote the little like prompt at the bottom here. So the first one is crystal. So I drew the skull with crystals behind it. If you follow me on Instagram or you saw my 2021 Inktober video, you've already seen all these drawings. Are all the prompts my favorite? No, but did I draw one for every single one anyways? Yeah. And a bunch of them turned out really well, and I'm super happy with a bunch of them, and others not so much. You know, they're not that great, but you win some, you lose some, right? And unfortunately with the 2024 list, I just really wasn't inspired at all. Like, there was actually only 3 or 4 of the words on the entire 31 prompt list that immediately brought an image to my mind that I could draw. And that's disappointing and quite unfortunate because I really wanted this year to be the year that I participated fully again, because like I said, I haven't participated since 2021 with these drawings here. But I really love that I was able to finish these ones. Some of these drawings I'm like super happy with. Like this is my one for Splat. It's like the guy that got run over by a car in the first Beetlejuice movie. There's a couple really cool ones that I'm very happy about. Crispy. I actually have this skeleton like tattooed on me. I was actually basing it kind of off of this drawing that I did, which is based off of a Van Gogh painting. So the tattoo is actually right there. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, there was nothing like that in this year's list. So since I'm disappointed in the Inktober list, but I wanted to at least sort of participate, I chose my 2 favorite prompts off of that list, and I did in fact draw them. And those are just the ones that really resonated the most with me, and I was most excited about the ideas, because I'm not always excited about the prompts for challenges like that, and that's what makes it hard for me personally to do the challenge, get into the challenge, right? So the ones that I chose were number 15, which is guidebook, and number 20, which is Uncharted. So I'll take you through those drawings now in a little time lapse, and then I'll show you what they look like, my finished drawings at the very end. I'm really happy with the way that these ones turned out. The 2 that I chose had like immediate, like I had a vision of what the word was brought to my mind immediately. And I was actually excited about them. So that's why I chose these 2. The rest of the words were just really not that exciting, or I couldn't think of anything fun, because I like to do like creepy. Obviously they don't always have to be creepy. So the ones from this year aren't really super creepy, but they could have been. I could have made them a lot more creepy, but I didn't. So anyways, I was very much disappointed with the 2024 prompt list, and I'm looking forward to see if they change it in 2025 or if they stick to this whole having a theme for everything. And I really hope that they don't do that, because I know I'm not the only one who shares this sentiment about the list. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the drawings, and I'll do a little voiceover with that. Okay, so here we are starting off strong with number 20, Uncharted. What I chose to do was draw like a really old map that was half finished, and a bottle of ink had spilled over the part that wasn't finished yet. While looking at reference pictures, I found a couple old cartography tools and thought that would be cool to include around the edges of the map. So I chose a ruler, a compass, and I don't really know what the one at the top is called, so we're going to ignore that one. This is the first time I've ever made like a map, a personalized map of any kind. So all of the names of the different places are all generated by a fantasy name generator. And then I just chose random shapes for the islands and drew inspiration from other people's maps that have created for like how they drew the mountains and the trees and whatever. So I think that this would be a cool little place to visit. And I really like the way that it turned out, actually. For the writing, I wanted something that was kind of like old English medieval type font, and so I found one that I liked online, and I just freehanded it and looked at the picture at the same time. And it ended up turning out really well. I used my calligraphy pen so that I could try and get some of that brushwork type line art going. Not sure if that adequately came through, but for the rest of it, I just used my micron pens that you can see me using here. I zoomed way in so that you could see all the little details. Unfortunately, you can also see me draw very unstraight lines for a ruler. But there are tons of tiny little details hidden throughout here, and I used a bunch of different sizes. I don't think I used the biggest one, which is a 0.8, but I did use 0.5, 0.3, 0.1, and 0.005. So in addition to my lines on my ruler not being straight, my compass is not round. So we're just going to ignore the fact that this is what happens when you draw traditionally and you're me and have a shaky hand. So I've been doing a lot of digital art lately for my pre-made bullet journals that I'm releasing in a little bit. So I've gotten so used to the ability to have a smooth circle and a straight line. A little different and difficult jumping back into traditional art, but it feels really good to put pen to paper finally. So anyways, for the big ink splat, I decided to use a brush pen so that I'd be able to fill in the space a little bit faster. I do realize that the ink splat is maybe directionally not in the right spot based on the tilt of the ink bottle, but we're also going to ignore that because, again, there's no easy rotating. when it comes to this. So I'm just adding my final touches with my white gel pen, and then we're moving on to number 15, which is guidebook. Because I'm not actually doing all of the Inktober prompts, I didn't bother to put them in the correct order or put the little title at the bottom. So I'll just have to remember why I drew them when we flip back through the sketchbook later. So for guidebook, I wanted to have an open, really old, ratty looking book that had pictures of some sort of mythical creature and then writing about it in like an old font. I originally thought that I wanted like a bite mark out of the one page, but I didn't really know how to draw that. So it looks a little bit like it's been chewed, but not completely missing. Anyways, the creature on the right is an actual medieval drawing of a dragon that I recreated. And then on the left, it's a combination of two that I saw online, somebody's drawing that was based on a historical reference, and then another actual medieval drawing. So I mashed them together and made them my own. And then for the writing that I do add in a little bit here, I freehanded it as well with no pencil, just straight in with my brush pen. And I just looked at the reference and copied some of the words because it definitely doesn't look like it's in English. So I just picked random words and strung them together. So if you can read this and it doesn't make any sense, it's not supposed to. Anyways, I'm also happy with the way that this one turned out. I think they're both very cool, and this is almost exactly what I had in mind. The guidebook one isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but I'm still happy with it nonetheless. And it really brought my that's not the word I'm looking for, confidence back, I guess, for traditional art and drawing in general, because I've unfortunately been a little absent in both of these things. So I really like the way that this made me feel, and it's been a little too long since I've done any traditional art. But in a second here, we will be finished, and I will show you the finished projects. All right, so excuse the changing lighting here, but these are the finished results. So on the left here, we have number 20, which is Uncharted. And then on the right side, I have Guidebook. So yeah, those are it. So moral of the story, even if you don't like something, you can still find a way to participate and make the most of the situation. So happy ending, positive thoughts for the win. So that is Inktober 2024. My opinions on it, what I decided to do about those opinions, and what I came up with for a couple of these. If you also share the same sentiment, let me know. I would love to hear about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Mondays, sometimes on Wednesdays. Today is neither of those, it's Friday. So hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you all in the next video.